Cook with Jake and Joy. I'm Joy.
I'm Jake.
And this is our 8th season of a cooking show. I started it first, and then Jake, and then Derek honed in on it too.
No, I was before Jake.
That's true.
That's true. He was. Yeah. So we're bringing you vegan, gluten-free recipes. Probably some of them that we take from other people, some of them that we make up, some of them that we base on a restaurant that we went to, which is what we're going to do today. But what we like to do is we like to try things out, and if it's good, we'd like to tell you about it. So you can guarantee that we're going to tell you one way or another. If we say it's good, it's good.
Yeah, and sometimes we try it out. Most of the time we try it out on camera, and so you get to see.
You get to actually
the real life, the real time reaction.
and we can tell you how you might make that recipe different. So if you see a recipe in a magazine and you give it a try and it doesn't turn out, you might want to look at what could I change in that to make it a little bit better. Today we're going to make a salad that I had at one of our favorite restaurants in Santa Barbara called Oku. And the owner, Tina, was kind enough to give me the recipe, and some of it's not vegan, so I'm just kind of making it up here. For this recipe, you're going to need baby spinach, shiitake mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, portobello or cremini mushrooms. You're going to need pine nuts, roasted garlic, either cloves or granules. You're going to need Dijon mustard, wine vinegar, red or white will do, sesame oil, soy sauce, or if you're going gluten-free, tamari, honey if you're not vegan to the letter, a dash of cayenne if you like, and some salt and pepper. It starts out with toasted pine nuts on top. We've got the pan hot already, and pine nuts are actually not pine nuts.
They're
they're pine nuts, but
pine nuts are not pine nuts. They're not a nut. They're a seed. And so it actually fits into, this recipe fits with the G-bombs.
The G-bombs
that we talk about a lot, which is greens, berries, onions, mushrooms, beans, seeds. And then we added the A at the end, which is avocado.
And that's why it's G-bombs. But that comes from Joel Furman and his book, Eat to Live. He talks a lot about those. Now, one thing that's tricky about pine nuts is that you think they're not doing anything, and then all of a sudden they're burned.
Right.
So you have to really be careful. And whenever we have this at Oku, there's so many pine nuts on it. It's just delicious, and I can't. It's one of the best dishes on their menu, and I love it. I love it. I didn't realize that the dressing that she makes has egg in it, and so we're not going to be putting egg in it today. She said that would be okay to not make egg, and I also didn't realize that she put Parmesan. And I don't think I've never seen Parmesan on it. So we're going to use a little bit of the follow your heart.
I didn't say very much.
Yeah, and then we're also going to do the dressing. So do you want to get a bowl that we can mix the dressing up in, and you can do that while I fry up the mushrooms. Yeah, and you could just get like a sesame soy dressing, which is basically what this is. But I'm going to try making her recipe, and we'll see if we'll see if I can mimic it.
Do it in here. Need a fork?
Yeah, you'll need a fork or a whisk. A whisk. Here's a whisk. Is that too big?
That'll work.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You think that's going to work?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much dressing are we making?
What it calls for.
Okay.
All right. These are good. So I'm going to shut this off.
We need a cup measure.
Save those for later. I could just actually leave them in the pan and let them toast a little bit longer.
All right, so we're going to do a 1/4 cup vinegar. We're using this.
I already measured it out.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't even need the measuring cups then.
Who said you did?
I thought I did.
1/4 cup of
half a cup of oil.
And I'm using sesame oil because I'm assuming that that's what she means. She just says oil, but I'm assuming because she calls it a sesame soy recipe. And they asked for soy sauce, but we are using gluten-free tamari, and that's
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of that,
and 2 tablespoons of honey, which, if you are going to be a real
vegan, you wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't use honey, but we're going to use honey.
And then 5 teaspoons, they call for roasted garlic cloves, but that takes a long time. And I've been using roasted garlic granules, and I find that works just fine. So there's the roasted garlic granules, there's 2, how many of the roasted garlic? So 5 teaspoons we're using of the roasted garlic.
2 tablespoons of honey, which seems like a lot, but I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, maybe you can do it a little bit lighter, because I don't know, well, I guess we should follow the recipe, huh? Since we've never done it before.
Yeah, and if it's too sweet, we can say, oh, we can add less.
Yep, that's right. Did you add the cayenne already?
No.
And it says a pinch of cayenne that's optional. And you put the tamari in already?
Yep.
Okay, and did you do the mustard?
No.
2 teaspoons of mustard. And this should be Dijon. but I didn't have it. So we're just gonna, so we're gonna try this. So we're gonna try this, and that's 2 teaspoons of that.
Okay.
And that's the dressing.
You already put the garlic in?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I thought you did.
No.
It's how much roasted garlic? 5 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of Dijon. Okay. I love Dijon and dressing.
Yeah, I do too.
I always put it in my.
But you didn't bring any over.
Oh, I didn't know we needed it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't have this recipe before we came up. I think 4 is good. I'm using 4 teaspoons instead.
So we're making it up anyway. We know
Yes, we're making it up. Making it up. And it's supposed to have an egg in it, but we're not going to use an egg. You could use egg replacer if you wanted to really get really technical. And I'm pretty sure that she uses that to just make it a little bit thicker. That's all. Okay, so the next piece of it are the mushrooms. And we're gonna we use 3 different kinds of mushrooms in this recipe: oyster mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, and that's the part that goes in the salad. I love that part of it. And then the creminis, which are baby portobellos, and those are going to get really crispy. But these are going to get nice and soft. So let's slice those up. Did anybody bring a knife?
Nope.
Nobody brought a knife.
Nobody brought a knife.
Never bring a knife to a gunfight.
That is true.
That's true. If we were making this, so we're going to use 4 cups of spinach, it calls for, and then it calls for a cup of each of these mushrooms. So I'm hoping that we've got a cup of each of them. And she sliced them. I should get a knife too, so we can both be cutting.
How did she slice them?
They're usually just sliced. The ones that are going to be the ones that go on top, they get really crispy. They're going to be much thinner. So let's see if that's a cup. Is that a cup? That's about
Yeah, it's about a cup.
About a cup.
Looks like a cup.
Okay. You made yours a lot thicker than mine, which is probably fine. I'm going to use a little bit of, once again, she says oil, but I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to use a little bit of the sesame oil, and I have no idea if that's right or not. Okay, you want to add those? Switch.
Switch.
Now I'll cut up some of these. And it's so funny because I wouldn't have guessed that there were oyster mushrooms in that salad that I've had. And she gets them really, really, really cooked, so they're soft, but they're not pan, like they're not crispy,
Yeah,
but they're very
I make
melange-y.
shiitake mushrooms like every day.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
I put them on salad.
Oh,
every single
really?
day, yeah.
Huh? I didn't know
pro.
that.
I do them in vegetable broth.
Huh?
Cook them.
Okay. Do you want to add some vegetable broth to that?
No, because I want to do what she. That's how I get them to be really soft and not like not like fried, not crispy.
Okay. Well, then let's put a little broth on them.
Is there some in the fridge?
And it's in that great big
that you
Rubbermaid. That broth that I made by putting the ends of all of the things that I cook into it. And why do you like to put shiitake mushrooms on your salad? Just so you
I
get
love
your
the flavor.
so you can get your G bombs up,
Yeah, I do a mixture of baby portobellos,
which are creminis.
and shiitakes. I am a huge shiitake.
Where do you get your shiitakes? Because they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, so the way to get them to not be astronomical is to go to a local either Asian market or international market.
Oh, neat.
They're a much better deal.
Cool.
That way.
Okay, I'm going to put the cover on that. I'm going to consult my recipe here.
Gotta look it up. So when I make a dressing, I normally put it into a jar, so that way you can like shake it up instead of having to whisk it. So I should have thought of that, but I didn't think of it. Normally when I make a dressing, I put it into a jar. So I can
that's
shake
smart.
it, which I didn't think of.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, so we're going to take the spinach and use, once again, I really think if you're going to make any salad, having a big commercial bowl like this is really key, because you want to be able to get the dressing all over it, and that way you don't use so much. Most people will often put the dressing on after they've dished it up into a bowl, and they dump all this dressing on it. The lettuce starts to wilt and get liquid on it, because that's what it sweats, and then they end up with this goopy mess, and that's why people don't like a lot of salad.
Yep.
So she says 4 cups of spinach. Should I just use all of it?
Might as well. Well, maybe, I don't know.
Who's all gonna?
That's probably good.
That's good.
Everyone's full.
Okay. That's what happens when we do seasons of cooking with Jake and Joy in a short period of time. Now it says to go light on the dressing, so I'm just going to add a little bit to start. Let's see how far that goes. Did you taste this to see if you liked it?
Nope.
Yeah, actually that tastes really much like
the dressing.
Yeah, I'm really.
So it's good that you use the sesame oil then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it too sweet or is it good? Is
no,
okay.
I think it's good.
So you need the 2 tablespoons of honey then.
Yeah, well, you see what you think when you taste it. So I'm going really light on the dressing. And that's another thing that I really like about it, because so many dressings are just like, it's so heavy.
Yeah, overpowering.
And yeah, it's overpowering, and I just don't, it's like, it gets really vinegary, and that whole thing. Now I'm going to use some faux parm on this, because it says...
Save any.
Huh?
I saved hardly any.
I know, but it only asks for a tablespoon, so that's, I think that's perfect.
I'll use all of that.
Should I just use it all? Okay. And then we might as well add the pine nuts while the mushrooms are...
But then which one does she do crispy?
The creminis.
Okay. Well, these are basically done.
She does them a little bit more than that. She really gets them pretty soft.
Okay. Well, the shiitakes are as soft as they're going to be, but the other ones will probably need to be soft.
Okay. All right, so we got the pine nuts in there, and I think that's a perfect amount of pine nuts. I put a half a cup in, and that's what it called for, and I think that's perfect. And while we set that here, I am going to slice these super, super thin, because that's the only way.
Oh, I see. They get like little crisps.
Yes, and that's what you put on top.
Yum, fun.
It's really, really, really good. And what's great is that each mushroom has a different property. Mushrooms have so many medicinal uses. I'm not, what do you call a person who's an expert at mushrooms? There's a name for that.
A mushroomologist.
Mushroomologist.
No,
it's a fungologist.
No, it's
a fun guy. Fun guy. Mycologist.
Mycologist, that's what it is. But I've read like just so many healing things about mushrooms. So, and if Joel Furman says it, I believe it. Now it says to use a cup of each of the other mushrooms and a 1/4 cup of these. So I'm not going to do obviously as many.
Okay, these are good.
Okay.
Throw them on there? Or not, because they're going to get hot on the lettuce?
Yeah. I would wait. I would put them in another bowl.
Yeah,
there's a big...
I'm going to put them on a plate right here.
Okay. No. Okay. And they'll keep getting a little bit more soft. I mean, I'm having a hard time understanding how they use oyster mushrooms in there, because they don't seem to be, when they serve them, they seem to be like more...
Those look so good.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get this pan really, really hot. Just a touch of oil in them. Should we put a little bit of sesame?
Yeah.
And these we have to get crispy. So let's hope we can actually do that. Does that spread around enough? Mm-hmm. Can you get some places that don't have it? So I've really got these really, really, really thin. And that's going to be the secret to making sure that they get crispy. I really like one time they served it to me and they just put crispy ones on it, and one time they served it to me and they didn't have any crispy ones on it, and I like it way better with a little bit of both.
You don't want them to overlap, obviously. Either.
No, because they won't get crispy. Yum. Tina, I promise I won't stop eating at your restaurant, because you probably will make this better. You're going to have to flip them at some point, so they're going to probably have to get overlapped.
Yeah, but you want to at least get on one side crisp.
Okay, that's your job. You're the mushroom spacer.
On it.
Yowzer, that's hot.
Yeah. They're hot.
See how she's got them all spaced out? They're so spaced out. Benny and the Jets. Okay. Yum, 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 yum. Mushrooms are actually a really good source of vitamin D, and we have this ongoing thing. Is it cremini mushrooms or white mushrooms?
Supposedly it's white.
Supposedly, I know, but then I've heard other people say that no, it's portobellos, which are the same as creminis. So
I don't know.
So I don't know. At any rate, let's get some pretty bowls. Should we get some pretty plates to put these on, or not really? Because I have well, maybe mix it all together.
Does she, or does it top?
Well, I don't know because I just ordered one for myself.
Okay, so let's just get some.
It's not mixed all the way in. I know that.
We'll do 2 plates. 2 plates or bowls?
Plates are good. Yeah, those will be pretty. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at those plates. These are Jake's wedding plates. So we'll put those on a plate.
Okay, do I flip these yet or not yet?
I'd wait.
They're getting,
Okay,
like really
all right.
getting, yeah, no.
I mean, they really get crispy. They're like brown when they serve them, but that's good.
Yeah, they are brown.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Now I'm nervous.
Now you're nervous? Don't be nervous. Yeah, flip them. Flip them.
I don't think this spatula is going to be thin enough.
Really? Well, I don't think you need to worry about breaking them.
You can go ahead. I don't want to be blamed for.
No, I think these are perfect.
Yeah, those are so crispy.
So crispy, so crispy.
So then I'm going to put some of these on top, right?
Yeah, And we put like a little melange of those, you know? Yum. And then these super, super, super crispy ones are going to go on the top. Yay. Do you want to try a bite, or do you want to wait till they close down a little bit?
No way.
Don't burn your mouth off. And there you have it. Oku's spinach, wild mushroom, pine nut salad with sesame soy dressing. And it's not soy, it's tahini, but tamari.
Okay, ready?
Yay. I love it.
Here we go.
Let's try a little bite.
Gotta get all the things.
All the things. What do you think?
That dressing is really good. These aren't quite crispy. We need to do those more.
Okay. So make sure you get the mushrooms really crispy. That's the key part of it.
The dressing is awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, Tina. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that you love this. Spinach is so good for you. It's really one of those superfoods. And you're eating a spinach salad, which you hardly ever do.
I don't really like spinach very much.
Which is great. Anyway, we'll see you on our next episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, you guys.